first of all, before we continue, it's been a couple of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks, family. We've been going through some things. Don't mind us, but we back in the mix, so we appreciate y'all rocking. If y'all, I know y'all been asking, hey, what's going on with the podcast? Y'all good? We good? Don't worry, everybody living life. Everybody cool. Even though we got one in pain, who got back issues apparently.
I ain't got back. I'm just getting old.
But we good. But for the new people who's been chiming in, all 107 of y'all, actually 108 of y'all subscribers, and all the new people who's been chiming in on us, I gotta let y'all get y'all introductions off. So you know how we always do. Paul, say what's up to the people. This fool.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the
Shut
PVC Podcast Crew, where we
run,
sing here to tell. I knew that was gonna catch you.
Nope. Run that. No, run.
I'm just playing. I was trying to be smooth up right there. But all seriousness aside, welcome back to the table with the PVC Podcast Crew. What episode is this, Ken?
We are on. Dang, what are we on?
We don't even know what episode.
No, we're on 78.
78? Yeah. Let's just play it here like that. Welcome to episode 78. Back at the table with PVC Podcast Crew. Like Cam said, we did take some time while we had some stuff to go handle, but it's an honor and a privilege to be back here at this table with my boys, laughing and joking and talking about all the good. So I'm gonna pass it on to my boy Vic. Vic, say what's up to the people.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to be back at it here again at the table with my boy Paul, with my boy Cameron. It's been a bit of a minute, but as always, by the Lord's will, we are back. And today we're going to be talking about some stuff as we usually do. We're going to be talking about some things going on with the Vegas train, with some other things. We thought we'd break the ice with a little bit of a talk about fighting. That's always a bit fun, ain't it? But other than that, it's just good to be back here. We got some stuff to talk about, some of it important, some of it provoking, and some of it, well, hopefully funny, at least to you. But as always, before we can continue any further, I have to pass the torch over to my boy Cameron. Cameron, remind the people of who you are.
Ooh, who I be? Cam, a.k.a. Mr. Nerd Boy Fresh.
Freaky.
All the other grandma and all that good stuff. Y'all know how we get down. It's been a minute. Appreciate y'all rocking, like I said before. Let's start right. Let's start here. Let me ask this question. What movie, based upon a video game, has had the most impact? Or TV show?
Good or bad?
In this era or a different era?
Any era.
So,
good and bad.
Okay, so right off the bat,
question.
the movie that probably had, I want to say, one of the more positive impacts.
Or TV show. It could be either or.
One of the more positive impacts of like video games, a video game movie. Although this, not really that, but so was probably Ready Player One.
RP1's a good one.
Now, one that I could think of that has more of a negative impact at the time, especially for the potential of video game movie adaptations, is easily Doom with The Rock.
Yeah.
That was a pretty bad movie. A lot of people thought so. A lot of people still think so. Some people like it because to some people it's so bad it's good. It'd be interesting to see what The Rock thinks about that movie. Because he did that in his early career.
The final boss.
He did that pretty early in his career.
He did.
I mean, if you want to know how early he did it, folks, he did it when he still had hair.
No, he had it when he had wasn't that the one when he had the little box stop? When he had
I think it was like 29 or 30
the OG rock box
The point
stop.
is, nowadays, most people just know him as bald.
That's true.
So it's like, that's how old it is. This is when he had hair. I think the movie came out in 2003.
Yes, it's been about 20 years ago.
Yeah, so it's about 20 years ago. It's not the worst movie. It's not the worst movie ever made. It's just a really bad video adaptation movie.
Got it.
It's really bad that way. There's also, what is there? Well, give me a second. What's it called? I can't remember. I know they're coming out with another one recently. I'm surprised it actually took them this long, although it doesn't really look good in my opinion. Is for whatever reason they finally decided to make a Borderlands movie.
Yeah, that's another one.
It personally, it just doesn't look good. Primarily because Borderlands humor is very dated now. What I mean is when the first Borderlands came out, what was that? 2013?
It was like 13, like 12, 13 for the OG Borderlands.
For the first Borderlands. The second one came out, I want to say like 2015?
16, if I'm not mistaken. 15 or 16.
I could be way off.
It was like 2 years. It was like 2 years after.
Well, it was around that ballpark. Point is, the humor for that time, the video games matched the humor of the time. This very, very loud, vulgar, random, LOL XD humor. It's very dated now. You could tell the era it's from, and especially with the movie and whatnot. It's just not as funny as it used to be. It's not. It doesn't feel funny. The humor comes from its the vulgarness of it. Because there's a scene in the trailer where they're driving, right? It's got Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is not the right person to be playing Roland.
Facts.
Because Roland, they have nothing in common. I don't know why they just
But beside that, star power, but it was a bad choice.
But anyway, there's a scene in the movie, right, where they're driving through this canyon called Piss Wash, right? The joke is that it's just a canyon filled with a lot of puddles of piss, right? And the joke is that Tiny Tina, she's a character, rolls down the window, and she gets splashed in the face with piss. That's the joke.
Yep.
And it's just
that's real. That's real.
The point is just like, okay, that would be kind of funny, but the problem is that they milk the joke. Right? Where it doesn't just happen. It happens to like all of them. It's just overplayed. Right? Which is what I think that this movie's going to have a lot of, is just a lot of like, if the joke was cut off about like 10 minutes ago, it would have been fine. But the fact that it doesn't stop.
Got it.
I'm sure it'll have its fans, but I think that's gonna be another bad example of video game adaptations. So far, the most popular, I know you were going with this one, but so far the most popular video game adaptation so far seems to be the Fallout TV show. Granted that still has its own issues. Some people are having problems with it, but it seems to be the most successful by far, right next to the Halo TV show, which is doing so-so. It seems like the Fallout one is having a much warmer reception.
I think they got it more right.
Oh, absolutely, because the Halo TV show is non-canon. The Halo TV show is completely its own separate thing, which it seems like a waste of resources.
Oh no, it was the wrong move, and I think Microsoft made amends for it with.
It was like, okay, it was one of those things like, yeah, we want to make a TV show, but we don't want to risk our own brand. We don't want to risk the integrity of Halo. So how do we have a Halo TV show without it being Halo? Well, just call it it's non-canonical, or they call it the Silver Timeline, right? Which
was stupid.
It was very stupid. But yeah, so far it seems like one of the better examples and far more accepted is the Fallout TV show. I haven't seen it yet. I have seen some things about it. Visually speaking, it looks fine. It doesn't look bad visually, which is impressive, to say the least. I mean, we'll see where it goes. Honestly, I do think it will get a second season.
Oh yeah, you go bank that in.
But I don't think it's gonna get the Walking Dead treatment, where where, like the show, it just doesn't die.
Oh no, I don't think it'll drag on. Even though you could do a lot of things with Fallout. Fallout's one of those rare game adaptations you could really do a lot with if you so choose to. I just think that the smart play is to do exactly what they're doing. But that is part of it.
I am incredibly grateful not to be a fan of The Walking Dead.
That's a different conversation.
That is just there's so many better things to do with your life.
So, video games to movies.
What about them?
Good and bad. I know, but it's good. But he's going it, but it's
good. For me, I would have to say from movie to video game, Sonic the Hedgehog was one.
I forgot about that.
That's a goodie.
I still haven't watched the new. I still got to watch Knuckles.
I heard Knuckles, the show was good. Knuckles TV show,
but,
I heard Idris Elba did.
Yeah.
He was
but
like
the
that.
transfer from playing it from a video game to actually watching the movie was, and both 1 and 2 was both great, in my opinion.
A bit of a
So sorry, go ahead.
For the most part, you can see both of the movies was played different in a way, if that makes sense.
And what bad ones that you could think of? I know that.
Are we talking about from this time or back in the day?
Any of them. I didn't say there wasn't.
For TV show, okay.
TV shows or movies, doesn't matter.
TV show, I like this one. I don't know if y'all gonna like it. Xena.
That wasn't a video. I mean, they
had a TV show, then they had a video game.
Yeah, but the game was that.
The game was great.
The game was based upon the show. I'm talking about games. I'm talking about stuff that was a game first and show second.
See, I didn't. Okay,
yeah.
Super Mario.
I was
gonna say Super Mario. I didn't want to say. I was gonna say that one for last. Super Mario.
There, boy. Oh, like, which
that did such irreparable harm for video game adaptations.
And keep in mind, that was one of the
was Warriors.
No, that was a movie turned into a video game.
Okay.
It was a decent one from what I've heard.
So let me clarify because Vic just brought it up. Super Mario Brothers. There's 2 variations of this. There is the live action one that was done in the late 80s, early 90s. Then there's the new school one that was the cartoon version. This is not a knock against the cartoon version. The cartoon version was done pretty hard. I'm gonna let that one go.
If I remember correctly, wasn't the Pest in that movie?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. I only know him from the movie The Pest.
The OG Super Mario one, the live action one.
Emilio?
It was Emilio Estevez and somebody got look it up.
It was a dude who played in Roger Rabbit. God rest his soul.
Yeah. So that one was pretty terrible. I'll give y'all some good ones. Doom was that's a good pull for like a bad one. I always forget about Doom. Doom was pretty terrible.
Because it wasn't Doom.
So basically, so what do y'all think about not the new school Mortal Kombat that came out about 3 years ago, but the OG Mortal Kombat?
So that.
Because the people was giving that one a lot of flack too. The one that came out in the early 90s.
The best part of that movie was the
soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack. That was the best part of it.
Easily.
Because that's where we got the iconic Mortal Kombat theme.
Yes.
Liu Kang.
Easily, that was the best part of the movie. Outside of that, it's okay. It's nothing. It's nothing amazing. But honestly, this may sound sacrilegious to some people, but it's on par with the more recent one in terms of adaptation quality.
Because it wasn't the new school one. If people saw the new school Mortal Kombat redo, it was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't trash.
Honestly, it's like I say, it's like on par with. It's easily on par with its 90s.
I think what it is because the characters are different. That's why.
The acting was a lot better.
Different original ones.
But here's one thing
I just remember this one scene from the 90s one. I remember this one scene from the 90s Mortal Kombat movie specifically where Sonya Blade has her hips on Kano's neck.
Remember that?
And he says...
No, Kano. No, Sonya, don't. Give me a break. Okay.
And she kills him.
Yeah, that was the best part of that movie. I gotta give you that.
Yeah, but that was
kind of... and then when Johnny Cage punches Goro in the balls.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Because they actually showed in the game what it was. Yeah.
That hurt.
I throw some like mid stuff out there just so people can remember. There was an adaptation of Tomb Raider with
I forgot. I did see that.
Which wasn't terrible. There was an adaptation of Resident Evil, which had like
too many.
Which had like about 8 or 9 of them joints. There was also a couple of adaptations of Street Fighter.
Chun-Li.
No, but there was 2 of them. So there was the one that was
the one with Chun-Li.
OG was Jean-Claude Van Damme, but there was also the one that people forget. There was the story of the Street Fighter, the story of Chun-Li, where they really showed it was like some Asian girl.
I love that one.
not Bean Rames. They had Michael Clark Duncan.
Did they make a Need for Speed movie?
Yes.
Yes.
In there. There was a Need for Speed movie, which was actually
great.
all right with Aaron Paul in there.
I think it was before Fast and Furious.
It came in.
It came
in between.
between.
But people forget that Fast and the Furious is based upon Need for Speed.
Wasn't Paul Walker in that one?
Not in Need for Speed.
Not in Need for Speed. It was Aaron Paul.
It was Aaron Paul. And
it really, and I'll be honest with you, it really would have worked if they would have called Fast and Furious Need for Speed. It's one and the same. It's literally one and the same.
Yeah, like especially when you're talking about like Tokyo Drift.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Because everything that Fast and Furious did is literally taken from Need for Speed.
What was I gonna say? I don't remember.
There's Uncharted. Uncharted did pretty well in the theaters and stuff. Oh yeah.
I know you finna laugh when I say this. The Simpsons.
The Simpsons was a TV show before it was a game, but the game was
I
good.
just had to throw that out.
I say that to say this. Did those movies or TV shows impact you in playing the game again or playing the game some more? Oh, there's another one. I'm gonna jump into it. There's one.
Mortal Kombat. That's a different one. So they has you. They
constantly. Did it get you to say, "Oh, I need to spin the block and play"?
Yeah.
Really?
Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
There's only. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's only two TV show or movie adaptations that got me to say I need to spin the block. One was Cyberpunk, and that one was done so.
I completely forgot about that.
That one was done so perfectly because
it revived the game.
It basically said that game was dead to rights. They came out with that show, and they said, "Look, we've been working on this game for a year, kept it all quiet, kept it in the hush, and all of a sudden, oh, we have a cartoon that's coming out. Did well on Netflix." And it kind of spurned all these.
Oh, dude, you're underselling it. It did phenomenal.
Oh, and then it went from doing that, and they fixed the game. Said, "Oh, the game's fixed now. Y'all can play this." Added some content to it. They can actually go in and spin the block and actually do a live action of Cyberpunk. And it really would work now.
It would only work as either a movie or a miniseries.
No, as basically how they're doing Fallout. And the other one would be Fallout. I think Fallout did a good enough job to get people to say that. Even though people's played Fallout probably 3, 4, or 5 times in different runs, watching the show got y'all to say, "Oh, I'm gonna play this again." That's the impact of certain ones. Now, there's some on the flip side of the coin to be like, Borderlands? I don't know if that Borderlands movie is going to compel you to play. It's maybe going to turn you off from not playing it because they're going to do a lot of egregious, trying to be over the top, but the PG version of over the top.
Well,
Borderlands is like Mortal Kombat, like a lot of these games. You have to either commit to it and do it, kind of like what they did with Fallout, or not do it at all.
Well, the problem with it is the reason Borderlands works as a video game is because it's a video game, as in you're not restricted by reality on what you can do, versus this is a movie, right? And it's probably going to have a lot of CGI, but if it's going to have so much CGI in it, my question is then why not just make it animated at that point? Because that's a problem with a lot of movies now, especially like with Marvel movies. There's so much CGI to where you're just like, start making animation at this point. They do, don't get me wrong, they have made some animation, but I mean like, just the amount of CGI. There's no set, it's just green screen.
Yeah, which is kind of bad. But you gotta, this is why I say you gotta watch the Fallout series, and you gotta watch, I think it's episode 2. I think it's 2 or 3. I want to say it's 3. When they do the whole Mirelurk, where they show an actual Mirelurk jumping out at somebody. I'm not playing this. I'm not spoiler, but you gotta look at it. If you can find a clip of it, look at the clip, and you see how well that they actually like showed the Mirelurk and actually what it was, and really how the Mirelurks came to be. And if you really paid attention to the detail of it, I was like, oh, this is how you translate certain things into a game. This is where they got right. This is where they did wrong by Halo, but I'm glad Microsoft spun the block and got it right with Fallout. Because now what it spurns you to, Witcher 3, I forgot. They had the Witcher series now.
That's right.
They had Witcher, and that did well too. That got a lot of people to play Witcher again.
Truth be told, listeners, we're probably missing a lot of them. You're probably screaming at the screen.
Oh yeah, no, I got more. Talk to us.
This is something you don't realize how many there are until you start listing them.
Because I was just thinking about him. I was like, dang, I forgot about The Witcher. That was on there too. But they did really well with Fallout, which got a lot of people. And I'm going to tell you how well this translation did. So Fallout was basically one of those games that people kind of like, well, I played it enough, all this stuff. A week ago, y'all know that Fallout between 4 and New Vegas and 76 was the most played game strictly on the strength of this show. I mean, when they said it had the cyberpunk effect, cyberpunk had that effect too, don't get it wrong. But this one was like, cyberpunk was like a relatively new game that they kind of resurrected. This game, like Fallout 4,
it's 6 years old.
One's 6 years old. 3 is 10, 3 is like 12 or 13.
Yeah. So you got Fallout 3, New Vegas, Fallout 3, New Vegas, 4, and 76. 76 being the most recent. That's about 5 to 6 years old. 4 is 7.
Like 7 to 8. Yep.
New Vegas, that came out in 2012.
I was like, that's at least
3 came out in 2008,
and all of them getting run.
You know, yeah, people are giving they're spinning the block on these games now, and not just like PC people, which this is like everybody.
I mean,
people are dusting off the 360 and PS3s.
Oh no, and then they did the smart thing by like revamping it to make it for modern consoles and modern gaming, so they actually cleared it up, so it actually plays better.
People going back playing 64.
No, what I'm saying is that's the impact if you do it right, and this is where I would think companies need to really pay attention. This is why I give Microsoft god awful amount of credit. I gotta give them credit because you think that they didn't really do right by Halo. True. But they sure spun the block on this one and got it right. Now, here's the last question before we skip topics. What's the one game that they need to do next as far as like a TV show or a movie adaptation?
So in my personal opinion here, I think one thing that can honestly benefit...
No, they need. I'm gonna tell you why they're gonna do it with Starfield, because they need to give it that treatment. They need Starfield.
Oh yeah, because nobody's playing it.
Because nobody's playing it. They gotta give it just from a marketing. They gotta give it some push. But
honestly, I think what can probably benefit from it the most is there's a couple franchises swirling around in my noggin. Gears of War.
That was one
we need a Gears of War movie. Come on, Batista's getting too old. Come on.
You gotta do it. We did talk about this before. Yes, Gears of War.
There's, you know how many? Dude, just go on down to WWE. Get all the wrestler men.
Facts. Get The Rock. Get Batista.
Get the big guys. Right. Yep. They're all Gears of War built.
Braun Strowman.
So I'm like,
I would love to see him.
Big E.
Braun Strowman, he'll do good.
Get a couple of them out of retirement. I don't care. We got the actors for Gears of War.
Talk that.
Right.
Would be great.
But so like a Gears of War movie, not a show, just a solid movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
A good one-off movie would be great for Gears of War. Or what else could there be? I would watch a mini-series or movie of... Honestly, because this is a franchise that kind of fell off, was because of its last entry, is Wolfenstein.
Ooh, that's a tough one though, man. You know how controversial Wolfenstein is with the whole.
I would still say it's worth it.
Oh no, it's a goodie.
I would honestly watch a movie of
a war movie with like the Wolfenstein, especially if they do it like they add that with the young blood one. Ooh.
I would do like Wolfenstein: The New Order.
The
first one. I would do Wolfenstein: New Order for a movie. That would be really, really good. Or a miniseries. I think it would work better as a miniseries. Because there's a bit too much for a movie.
I think that'd become a good idea on that one.
That's a lot of story.
That's why I say like a miniseries.
That's good though. No, I like that.
Like Wolfenstein would be a really good miniseries.
I like that. That's a
although for that I would do that animated, not live action. But still,
maybe I'll be good either or. But that's a good story.
But yeah, I would say those are my two picks: is either Gears of War or Wolfenstein.
Gears
I think they were talking about doing a Gears of War movie, but
And they've been talking about that since ever.
Which one you got? Because you have one in your head. I want you to get.
if I wanted to see a
What's in your
game,
mind?
like a good game, or even
Bring out those
specific
minds.
video game,
Mhm.
that turn into like a movie or a series, you probably gonna laugh at me at this one. I would love to see them do an NBA Jam as a series,
Really?
Oh, like a goofy.
like a goofy series. I would watch that. It would be. That would be. That's a Netflix.
2-on-2.
That's a Netflix special.
That's actually not a. I'm gonna be honest with
That
you.
would be a good Netflix special right there.
I would say if it's not NBA Jam, y'all remember a game called NBA Street?
Yeah.
If it's not NBA
Street
Jam,
Hoops?
NBA Street. You know
Oh,
how
the
they
reg- oh, the
game
first-
where
oh,
they
yeah,
do all
yeah,
the little fancy. They
Yeah.
do all the little. That will be
No,
crazy.
wait a minute.
I will watch that.
That's
I got a
not
premise.
bad.
I mean, can you imagine like if they did an NBA Jam series, like, and you do the special effects, and then they,
Yep.
there's the rebound.
Yep.
And honestly,
Fire.
it'd be a little bit.
I
it would
like
honestly
that.
have kind of.
That's dope.
It would kind of have a bit of like a Space Jam vibe. to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's basically like Space Jam, but
But
not-
that's the whole premise.
Yes. But
It's-
just take the cartoonish part out of it and just do the whole like.
The best part would be is like that's normal. No one's like, oh, that's crazy.
No,
That's
no,
how it is.
No, keep it as a cartoon.
No, but I'm just saying that, but take away the
But yeah,
Warner
yeah,
Brothers
yeah.
characters out of
Okay.
it and just do all the, like the spinning around, dunking from like half court.
Mhm.
That would be
The ball's on fire.
that would be dope. And
That's
then
a
have it
dope.
like a little tournament style. I like that. That's good.
Because that could work.
I always,
That's
if
good.
I had, like I said,
That's
I
good.
always pictured them doing it like if they like me, and I knew it was funny because I had talked to somebody about this. Like, can you imagine like one of your childhood video games, you see it come to like on Netflix or something? And I was like, man, when I grew up in my house, all we played was NBA Jam or Sonic the Hedgehog. This
Mhm.
back before PlayStation came out and this and that, but they had it on PlayStation too.
Right.
So if you had the right pieces and put that together,
That's-
that would be a good Netflix series or whoever gets it series to
I
come.
like it. I like it a lot. I'll give you a couple of them. One of which is old school. I think they always should have done this, and they really didn't. But you got to really dig through the crates to go get it. There's a Sega game called Altered Beast.
I remember
They
Altered Beast.
really needed to do something like that, where they have these little mythological beast characters like going through and fighting each other. They should do a story about that. What was the other one I was thinking about? I had that one. That was the second one. Just skip my brain real quick. Oh, you know what they really need to do, like for real, if Nintendo is going to do it and do a live action, they really need to spin the block and do Legend of Zelda.
I can see them doing that.
Yeah, I would say that would probably work as like
Because they
a
have
single
enough,
season.
They have enough of a story now to do a Zelda story and do it right. Yeah.
I think what's stopping them is because we talked about a brief minute ago was, I mean, Nintendo was heavily.
They don't need the help. They don't really need the help.
No, but Nintendo was heavily. They were extremely angry with the live-action Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Oh
They are still, like, honestly, they're probably still kind of pissed about that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because that's why they're so hesitant to make video game movie adaptations of their video games because of that alone.
Because
It's honestly kind of a miracle we got the animated Mario movie, which
or them allowing like didn't they allow like Donkey Kong to be in what was the not Fall Guy? What's the one with Ryan Reynolds, the one where he's like the NPC character?
Free Guy.
Free Guy. There you go.
That was a decent movie.
No, it was alright. I mean, it was a free.
You
It was a
didn't like
weird.
it.
No, it
I
was.
said it was decent.
No,
You
it
didn't
was
like it.
cool. It wasn't great,
It
but it was
didn't make any sense.
No, it was a cool. No. The concept was cool.
The concept was cool.
They
but it
didn't
make any sense.
execute the plan in its entirety, but they used like Donkey Kong characters stuff like that. But for them to do like a live action Mario Brothers movie again, it would be
I got
hard
one more.
pressed. Go ahead.
I got one more. One from NBA Jam. If they did this one, the one I'm about to say, it would be golden. But it would be like, I would love to see them do a Crash Bandicoot.
Woo! Wait a minute.
Bandicoot.
Wait a minute. So no.
We may have to stop a second.
Wait.
Remind the audience who Crash Bandicoot is.
Think about it, Cam.
Wait. So no. We ain't going now. So all right. There's 3 in the line that we could talk about. So there's Crash Bandicoot, there's Ratchet and Clank, and then there's Jack and Daxter.
No.
No.
I'm gonna cry.
We can make an argument. We can make an
No,
argument.
we can put them all together.
Because Ratchet and Clank, as far as like the show, that's perfectly tailor-made to do that. But their game is already like a Pixar movie. So we kind of. But there's Rayman.
Actually, well, they did something with
him.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, but it wasn't really like all that.
Oh no, recently, because they did that. Really, they did that single season show with a lot of Ubisoft characters recently called Captain Laserhawk or whatever.
Yes.
Rayman was a character in it. It was just really used to the characters. It was nothing to do with their individual game titles. This fool,
you snatched one out of the mitt. I like that.
He's got bangers today.
No reason why, because.
But here's the thing, I would honestly kind of like to do something like. Kind of meta with it in a sense of you got Crash Bandicoot, you got Ratchet and Clank, Jackson Daxter, right? But the whole thing is like they're kind of like it's like more of like a Roger Rabbit situation where they're in the real world, right? But they're just kind of looking for work. So you got them so they're like all 2, 4. It would be like 6 altogether because Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter. No, 5, my bad, not 6. But, like, all 5 of them are just kind of, like, they're living, like, in kind of, like, a rundown apartment. They're trying to, like, find work. And it's like, you got Crash Bandicoot, like, delivering pizzas or something.
I like this so much.
And he got his little sidekick on his shoulder.
That is so gross.
You got Ratchet and Clank. They work from home, like tech support.
Oh, I like this so much.
It's so goofy.
It would be good though.
It
would be real good though.
And him running around like a Tasmanian devil and breaking through boxes. Oh, that'd be great.
And then, the best part is he's not stupid. He's just crazy.
Yes,
but then when he sees his fruits, he goes
crazy. Oh, that is so great.
Like there's like a bit where you just open the fridge and a bunch of his fruits just fall out. That's all that's in there.
That's great. I like it. Oh, I like it. But I just wanted to kind of throw that out there just because.
I have one more, but you probably don't like it though.
What is it?
I don't like it because I played the game. If they had to, I can see them doing this, and it will make a lot of people happy just because they do it online with. I would love to see them do a Grand Theft Auto.
Well, the problem with that is
reason why
the Sopranos already exist.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, every single movie Grand Theft. But give or take, can you imagine seeing not this Grand Theft Auto, but like say for instance like Grand Theft Auto 4 was? I mean, that storyline was into a Netflix series.
Realistically, what would have
a? Because you gotta understand, they pull a lot of.
But I get I get what you're saying because
they pull a lot of ideas from movies already.
Yeah, like
but if you actually use like the actual characters and actually did it true to the story, maybe.
Well, realistically speaking, I think what would have a better shot of that is either Max Payne or Saint Row.
They tried Max Payne and
the first one was good.
It was cool, wasn't great. Saints Row, because it's more over the top, I could kind of see that, but it's.
I could see it becoming another Borderlands situation.
Yeah, I just think it's too.
I'm just taking
Grand Theft Auto's not a bad call. I just think
I'm just taking Crash Bandicoot NBA Jam.
But Crash Bandicoot
or Miss Pac-Man, if they did.
No, they already did. They already did Pac-Man. That was another one that they kind of botched in the process. But it did impact people playing the games. And that's one of the things I always say that it's a rarity. Like some of these games, like Borderlands, I don't think it's going to impact people playing Borderlands. No, but there's one game that maybe you could do. Like if you're going to do something like that, maybe a Far Cry, maybe a Division.
It would have to be
But it has to be over the top. Like
I would say, it would have to be either Far Cry 3 or Far Cry 4. I would lean more towards Far Cry 4.
The new one because it already has, what's his face in it? The old boy from Breaking Bad?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, they have a boy there already. You could probably just...
Man, hey, Netflix, you got to make this NBA Jam.
The NBA Jam was, that's kind of like that. I like that. LeBron.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who would
LeBron
you get to play the character?
Getting old. No, because it was cool. Because the thing about NBA Jam, for all the young people who really don't know what NBA Jam is.
Welcome to the NBA Jam.
It was basically 2-on-2. And normally those 2-on-2s was like the best two players on the team. So sometimes the best two players on the team was, at one time it was Kobe and Shaq. Other times...
Now, if we're going back to the original...
No, but if you're talking about the other ones, it was like, it was always somebody who was tall and somebody who was small. It was
like,
weird.
when the original NBA Jam, I used to love playing with the Trailblazers because you had Clyde Drexler and then you had the little short little dude.
Yeah, because you had Clyde and you had...
short little dude. I forgot his name.
No, it was... what was the point guard for that team? I remember it was one time it was...
was it Muggsy?
No,
not Muggsy.
Muggsy was with
Charlotte.
He was a Charlotte with Grandmama with Larry Johnson. Shout out to Larry Johnson. By the way, Grandmama.
Oh yeah, he did a hell of a job playing Grandmama.
Dang, that game was crazy because the one thing you wanted was two people who was like tall. That's why when back in the day it was like.
But
I remember one was like with Magic and Kareem. It was like, yo, you weren't stopping them.
If you imagine if they put this project together and they do the special effects and they go start doing the spin of the helicopter and
he's
the air
on fire. Oh, the commentator. Oh, that would be so ill.
Boom shakalaka.
Oh, I would like that so much. Oh, that's like the and one street ball tour on like 20.
It goes from the buzzer.
Oh, that was so dope.
It's good from downtown.
Anyway, that'll be nice. I'll be on this all day. That's great, by the way.